Hey everyone, Emmylou here. Today I want to show you how to do a Monet based landscape. I've seen it and I just thought, wow, I really want to show you how to do it. So what you're going to need is paper and you're going to need paintbrushes. So I've got like this flat-headed one. I've got like a small one. I don't know what happened to that one, but it's gone bent completely. Those are the two you really need, and you want to have paint. So I've got in here in my palette, I've got white, yellow, red, blue, black and brown. So as long as you've got the primary and the black and the white, you should be fine. So I'm going to draw it using paint. So I'm going to get a watery paintbrush. I'm doing this so you can see. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start planning it out. So first of all, I'm going to paint my horizon line. So it's just a simple black line. Obviously you're going to do it lighter. I'm only doing it dark so you can see it. And then I want to do a water's edge. So I'll just, this is a path. So I'm creating a pathway. I want to do it super light really, because then it gives you the idea when I start painting it. I've got a tree here, beautiful silver birch that does that. I've got another one that goes down, one there, one there. So I'm just planning it all in. I'm not worried too much about what it looks like. I'm just planning it all in. So think about composition. I'm just making sure that I've got the setup that I want. I've got a tree there. These are all trees. Tree there, tree there. All this is, I'm just going to dot it in because it's just foliage, like it's just leaves and stuff. I can add that in later. There's a tree there, a little baby tree there. What else is there? I'm trying to copy it now. That is pretty much it. You've got a roundy tree there. Now, all here you've got kind of grass, but we can add that in. So it's like a grassy verge. Right, that's all you need to do to plan it in, because then you can look at it and think, is it wherever I want everything to be? So my pathway, I like it being there. If you want it, you could move it over or you could get it higher. If the horizon line was there, you'd have a bigger path. So now I always work really super fast. So if this is too fast for you, just pause the video. But I'm getting a blue and a white paint on my brush. You can use poster paint, you can use acrylic paint, it doesn't matter too much for this one. And I'm just gonna block it in. So blocking it in means kind of loosely, I've still got a bit of black on my brush, which isn't ideal if I'm completely honest. I'm gonna block it all in. And bear in mind that because you've got the leaves showing, like you'll have the sky showing through the leaves, you kind of want to do a bit of the blue sky here and there, just so you can show the trees, like show what's happening with the trees. So I'm just gonna go all the way down. Can you see I'm just blocking it in? I'm kind of doing it quite messy and it's okay. It's not a problem. I'm not even being worried, like I'm not worried about it really. Like I think what happens to me is I generally just block it all in, don't judge it really until the end. So I've blocked it all in. Right, that is the sky blocked in for me. And obviously it wouldn't be black all there, but because I've painted in black and not let it dry, it's going to get black as well. Right, so that is pretty much what I want. Gonna just I never mix my colours on the palette, I always make them on the brush. So I get a bit of blue, get a bit of white, and I just add it on my brush and mix it as I go along. But I want to just, I might need to get a better lighting for this because I don't know if you can see it that well. I think I might need better lighting, but you know what, this video's the first one. Right, then I want green, so I'm going to get blue and yellow on my brush, and I'm literally going to just block it in. And what's nice is you can get different types of green, so the more blue you put, the more green, more dark green it will be. A bit more yellowy there. Quite like yellow in all the pictures. I think yellow is amazing. It's like my favourite colour, yellow. It really is. Right, so I'm just blocking it in. This isn't the actual picture. I'm going to block in those trees. This is where you can maybe be a bit more neater. Because of the black, you can't really see how realistic my trees are, but don't worry, because I'll go over that at the end. Okay, now there is a lot darker, so I'm making a dark green. Pause the video if I'm going super fast. And you won't have any of this black line showing when you finish it. So don't worry about the black line for now, if you've got one. Now the water, it's not going to be this blue. I'm putting white and blue together on the brush to create like a different effect in the water. So it's not going to be completely one colour. Then I am going to, what I want to do is let that dry a little bit, but the trees, so as I said, the trees are silver birch, so I'm going to get white, and silver birch has white, but then it has tone to it, form to it, so you don't want to just do white on its own. You want to keep a black line. If you haven't got a black line, just add a black line around it so it looks more realistic. This is like a super simple picture. We're not going to go into too much detail at the moment, but you want to do an orange. It's like an orangey red. So I've got orange and red on my brush, and I'm stippling it almost. So I'm just doing this, and I'm doing this because I don't want to make it look like it's too uniform. I mean, I could block it all in and then go over it if I'm honest with you, which I think I might do for this particular bit. I keep getting red, keep getting yellow. Yeah, I'm going to block it in. Going to block it in because there's a lot there. Don't worry if you're going over stuff, it's fine. It's a lovely colour actually, it's very autumnal. Can't say it. Right, when you get to this bit, not all of it's going to be this colour, so you kind of want to go out. This is where it's better to go over the black. Like, you don't want the black to be seen really. So there's kind of like your trees. You want maybe to put a bit of white. Well, I'm putting some white to go over the black because I want to cover those black bits that I did. Because otherwise it looks like it's got an outline, which is not what we're going for. Putting a bit of yellow. I hope you can see this. I think my next video, I'm gonna do it so you can actually see it. Might be useful. I'm just like, you can't really see it. I'm doing, I nearly forgot then, I'm doing green there. Right. It's all going well today, isn't it? I'm like, oh, the colours have gone everywhere. Alright. Blocking that in. You're going to add the branches later, so don't worry if it looks odd at the moment, it's fine. So we're just going to, it's kind of wispy in here, it's not the whole thing. It's like a lot of blue. A lot of blue for the background. Then I'm doing a bit of green. Yeah, you really can't see this, can you? Wondering how much more I should do. Maybe I could add there. Okay, so I keep wiping my paintbrush on my arm. So what you want to do is, you don't want any of these black lines, so hopefully you don't have these black lines because you've drawn it in pencil. But I'm going over with white because it kind of looks quite nice as well with the river. Because if you think about it, the river's not going to be completely blue. It would look a bit strange if it was very blue. Most of the time it's pretty white anyway, but what I want to show you is there's going to be a lot of grass going into the river, so I'm going to hide that line with green. So it's quite tricky because of the black line. If I didn't have the black line, I would be good to go. Literally, it'd be fine. But you know what? Such is life. I feel like sometimes it's good to have those things happen, isn't it? 'Cause I love going over, like I've got this, I'm sure you can see it, it's like the flat-headed brush, and I just find it really helpful because you can create really cool shapes with it. Like I just like to add texture, especially if it's like near the riverbed and there's some plants kind of doing that. So you can add that in if you can see what I'm doing. So it's quite nice to just, I like showing the colours, and it's nice to have some up and down forms, not just straight, you know, because it looks quite realistic then. Now in the distance, I'm just going to do a bit of white. Clearly I'm using a lot of white today. And I would rinse out. I'd like to blend. I don't want to blend too much because it will show up my black line, but I'm trying to blend the river with the green just so it doesn't look as stark, like wow in your face. The trees, I'm just going to go, think about a paintbrush. I'm getting yellow, I'm getting blue. If I'm doing this too fast, pause the video. I do Zoom adult classes at your pace in a group, so that might be something you might want to consider if you're watching this, because it's really fun to do it in a group, and it's fun to do it all together and to see the end results. And it's not comparing or anything like that, it's just nice to paint and have company with people that do the same. Because I always find myself painting on my own in my flat and in my studio space, and it's nice, but I don't know, something really rewarding about sharing time with other people whilst I create. So I'm just doing as and when I want to do it, but it's yellow and a bit of blue. You don't tend to see really much of the trunk in this picture, and if you think about the background, you've kind of got, it's kind of lighter. If you think about horizon line, it's always lighter in the horizon bit. There is kind of some black bits that I don't need to show. I'm blending it in now. Right, so I feel like I've got as much as I like there. I'd probably add some white clouds because it just looks kind of cool, but I wouldn't worry too much about them. Right, now for the leaves. I love that look where you've got bright yellows, but it doesn't always look natural. So maybe go for more of a muted colour if it doesn't look natural for you. So maybe go with some white and yellow more so. Just so it looks a bit more subtle. Then I'm going to get my small brush, I'm going to stick it in the black. Oh, I don't know if I can do this in the wet. But you want to create It's like you want to create the branches. So just something like that is fine, if you can see that. Definitely feel like I'm going to get better light for the next video. I think that's the way forward. Now there's loads of different, can you see I'm still using the same brush. I love this brush, but I'm just creating some more leaves on the tree because it doesn't naturally just stop. You've kind of got some others going up there. Right, okay, so I'm going to now tackle this bit. So a lot of it's yellow, I've realised. A little bit of white. I'm trying to get rid of too much of the black because otherwise it doesn't look natural in the picture. So I'm putting yellow and red. I'm not telling you too much what I'm doing because I wanted the first video to just almost be something that you watch and that you can think, I'll give it a go to what I want to add, you know. It's not a step-by-step, this one, it's just a semi-guided colour almost. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say is it's a guideline. I want to do step-by-step videos, like properly going for it, but I don't want to sort of overdo it. I feel like it's quite nice when it's an adult class to just kind of do it at your own, not leisure, but it's nice to add the bits you want to add and not worry too much about colours and stuff. But I'm just putting an orangey colour there because I want to get rid of that black line because it doesn't look right with the black line, does it? Because I just drew it for the sake of the picture. So guys, we're going to get a black line. I'm just going to draw in the side of the tree. It will obviously be dotted because you don't always get to see the whole of the tree, do you? And you know, I could work on this for about probably 8 hours and still not necessarily finish it. So this is like a starter, a starter to what you could create. So once you've done this, then you just carry on doing more detail and more and more and more. And the good thing is, because it's a famous picture, I can't remember what it's called, but it's by, if you just Google landscapes by Monet, you'll see, because what's really nice about this is you could, I'm just putting in the branches now, what's nice about this is you could finish off the picture how you want and incorporate a lot more detail than I'm doing. This is just a starter, like I said, but you could do that when I finish the video. So you could literally just be like, oh, I'm going to Google the picture and I'm going to do my own version. So you've got the basics of this. I feel like I'm mumbling now, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm just going to put some more tree trunks. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It's quite a nice picture to look at. You could decide where you might want the sun and you could go over things because you don't have to have it all dark where I've done it. I love to use artist pictures as a reference, but not necessarily to directly copy it, because that's really pretty much what they did, I should imagine, from other artists. Like Monet took inspiration from Van Gogh or Van Gogh, whatever you want to pronounce. So yeah, I'm just mumbling away now, I'm doing my own thing, but you could decide that the light's coming from there and you'll have all the shadow under each thing, so you'll get like a dark green, kind of got a blue there, but this could be all the shadows coming off on the grass. That might be a nice thing to do. I kind of want to incorporate some dark bits there just to give the picture a little bit of oomph. I love going on feeling. So, you know, when you look at something and you think, yeah, I don't know if I like it, really look at it for a bit and then think, right, can I do more? What don't I like about it? And then go from there, because it just reminds me of life where you think, oh, I'm not happy, like in the morning, I don't like getting up in the morning, but I've created a routine now where it works for me. well, at the moment I have, but I'm sure it might change. But I think as long as you go with what feels right for you. So I would say this is all blocked in now. So I might do a separate video to do the detail, but for me, that's blocked in. Blocked in, if you're not sure, means completely covered, and I've done like a tiny bit of detail. So if I'm gonna go over that, I would just add tons of detail. So I'd move probably the picture to a better light and then I would start to work in. I'd probably go over with chalk pastels, if I'm honest. I would go over. So next time I reckon I'm gonna go over with chalk pastels, because that's gonna give me so much detail and it's gonna look really cool. So enjoy doing that. Let me know how you get on and send me your pictures, because I love seeing them. And yeah, I shall see you soon. Lots of love, and get ready with your chalks.